Hey Capricorn, I wanted to bring in these decks that I use for personal readings a fair bit. I went looking for Aboriginal decks. I went looking for all kinds of decks from many cultures so that I would collect, world wisdom. And I found Mel Brown in Australia. She's an Aboriginal healer in Australia. I'm in Manitoba, Canada. I live in Anishinaabe land. What I loved, apart from her ideas about what cards and her story, I love the designs that she works with because they remind me of the beadwork that is prevalent around where I live. And so I've been picking up her decks. There's one more deck I'm going to order from her. And I thought I'd take one card, or, well, Pisces got 3 of these, but we'll try to keep it to 1. It depends on what they want to say. We have the Goddess Chakra deck, the Healing Oracle, Medicine, Bush Medicine, and the Aboriginal Dreamtime. And these are stories that come to her through ancestors, through dreams. So I will pull the cards. I will lay them up for their energy to influence us while we read tarot, and then I'll read out their meanings afterwards as affirmations and advice. This one in particular deals with past, present, and future, so it will tell us whether we're dealing with what time frame we're dealing with in this reading. So I'm going to put these to the side. I might breathe some life into these. Not life, what am I saying? Just breathe some air into the cards for a moment. Give them a shuffle. And Capricorn. Because I always shuffle for Capricorn energy anyway. So let's find out what chakra, what part of the body. Don't know if you are comfortable with chakras as terms, but we could just say which part of the body they want you to pay attention to right now. Okay. Okay. Let me get this. Orange. Okay. I want to say solar plexus, Balder. Let me just make sure I'm saying the right energy here. And sacral chakra, lower abdomen. Okay, lower abdomen. Basically to give you something to think about while we're doing the rest of this. It's where your happiness is. Where your happiness is. So we'll learn about Balder and what she wants to say through him at the end. So orange, your happiness, lower abdomen. Now, as for whether we're dealing past, present, or future, it's Capricorn dealing with past, present, or future in this reading. Present. Dealing with the present. More orangey brown energy. Frill-necked lizard. Invisibility. Camouflage. Watching. Capricorn doesn't mind being at a distance. Look at all that orange. Okay. And now for a story. A dream time story. No, we're not taking that many. I took 3 for Pisces and we never got done. I'll show them to you and I'm putting them back in. Sacred knowledge. Father of, well, I'll put them to the side to reference them. Father of the sky. Sound of spirit. And peace. Okay? So I'll just put them, well, okay, I'll put them there. They are there. Now let's get one. Again, moon phases. Okay? Moon phases. That's what we got for Pisces. That's how it is. That's what's... And we'll use the others to get some intuitive read on that. Okay. Now... Okay, so sacral chakra, happiness, lower abdomen, invisibility, moon phases, and a few others. Okay. As for tarot, where is Capricorn in tarot talk? Wow. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. But we're heading into your season, Capricorn. Now, the truth is, we're heading into your season, but the sun is technically, in the sidereal, it's technically about approximately 24 degrees behind. So the sun's just coming into Sagittarius. It's just leaving Scorpius and heading into Sagittarius now, while we're heading into Capricorn season. I say that because I would actually, Capricorn, I've mentioned before, I would switch Earth energies. I would make you not cardinal Earth, but mutable Earth, the final phase of Earth energy. Because if a fish goat isn't mutable, I don't know what is. And mutable means changeable, adaptable. And it requires everything to get up to the top of the mountain. So this is typically a Virgo card, but I'm going to put, I would, in my world, in my pink spider world, which is fairly researched and thought out, and I have a mind for, just starting off on the right foot. So in my world, this is one of your cards, which makes this you being upside down. It's the entrepreneur card. It's leading back to the 8, which would be a lot of hard work, which is completely your energy as well. Still recording, yes. That's in reverse. Why is it in reverse? Something to do with your happiness. Maybe some lack of lack of recognition, I was going to say, with that invisibility card. And here we have the skewed justice card. It's mostly in the upright. I'm kind of going to just leave it like that for now. So there is some divine timing here. High Priestess energy. For me, this is High Priestess energy. Incarnating as action, judgment on a situation. If the High Priestess is in her natural state, she's silent, keeping the sacred knowledge, according to her will. This is where she sort of embodies action around it. She's also the Empress. She's also, I see her in the Strength card. So she takes on, and that's even backed up by research. Okay. So I was saying something about possibly needing some recognition. And it's possibly coming in. What else do we need to know? Yeah, look at that. It's just, wow. More High Priestess energy. It's not, see, for me, This is my happiness card, being a Scorpio rising. When it's in the upright, it's my happiness card. And here we have a card about your happiness. To me, this is, when it's upright, it speaks of safe passage. It speaks of being guided. It speaks of, you know, being led home. It's safe to come out of the water. The lobster is coming out, being visible. And here we have invisibility. So right now, it's at a complement. It's in the same angle. It came out at the same angle as Justice. Did it? Or did it come out this way? It came out this way. It looked like a tree. Okay. I hesitate to put it direct reverse, and I hesitate to put her direct upright. King of Wands and Seven of Swords, so a transformation that's not happening. King of Wands has a plan. They came out together. So he is not, or whoever is in the King of Wands energy, male, female, they are not transforming. Seven is a promise to self. I got that from Archangel Guidance, depending on who she got it from, but it totally resonated with me, so I've held on to it ever since I heard her say it, because it makes sense. I see the Seven of Cups as a transformation card in Cups energy. Now a Seven of Swords would be becoming, having a new voice or a committed platform. The ideas that you're going to carry forward, that you're going to share, the communication style, the persona that you're going to present. So there could be an identity crisis here. We're not sure. He's in the upright. So perhaps he wants to transform, you want to transform, but the timing seems off. And the timing is because with this transformation, both the transformation and the entrepreneur are in reverse. And that's because something's interfering. Now, why is something interfering? We might not get that from tarot. We might get that from... the oracle cards. I'll see if there's anything else tarot wants to say, or they want to say through tarot. It almost popped out completely straight, and then it did that thing again. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. If the 9 is upward, we're leading to the 10. And this is leading back to the 10. Ace reversed leads back to the 10. Cycles, cycles, cycles. So there's an opportunity. An opportunity. Anything else? Anything else? But this is, I don't want it to get, there's always a whole story to tell. Forced change of perspective. Forced change of perspective. Hanged Man, and he's in the upright. 12 is a 3. The opportunity, the archway of opportunity. The enlightenment, the halo of enlightenment. Okay. I think that's where I'm going to pause for a moment, and I'll be right back, and we'll get into these cards because they're going to help us understand this Hanged Man and why this timing is not quite on. Okay, the book and Boulder. sacral chakra, happiness. Yes, so says my cat. Balder is a Norse god loved by all, including human and other gods. Balder was born the son of Frigg, who loved her son like no other. Frigg had a premonition that her son would die young, so in an attempt to save her son, she made all animals and plants take an oath not to harm him. As Balder grew up, the other gods found it amusing to try to find different ways in which to harm Balder, but never to any avail. Balder had only one enemy, Loki. Oh, Loki, always Loki, who wanted to be rid of him because of the admiration of all the other gods. Loki tricked Frigg into telling him that mistletoe was the only plant that did not take the oath. Loki set forth and made a dart of mistletoe and gave it to Balder's blind brother, who threw the dart at Balder and killed him, which seems to me to be a whole other story that needs some elaboration. But Balder's body was cremated on a boat, and in her grief his wife threw herself onto his burning body so that she could be with him in the afterlife. You are renowned for your ability to avoid situations and incidents and come out the other end generally unscathed by the event, and people believe you have the luck of the gods on your side. This is not true. You have an amazing knack of being able to see things in a positive manner. What they don't know is that you hurt just like everyone else. The difference is in your attitude to recovery. It's time to consider telling others of your feelings and experiences so they understand you better. You're a teacher and a role model and need to share your experiences of resilience with others to enable them to understand the positive strategies you use to get through difficult and challenging situations. Your knowledge will motivate others to change their views. Yes. And give them the opportunity to have better outcomes in their lives. This guy is reminding me of this guy. Yes. Male or female energy, or they energy. And I'm looking at this invisibility and the fact that I was like saying recognition as the Justice card came out. And I'm kind of thinking like what they're saying about communicating yourself in a way, like relating how you survive things so that people can start to see things the way you see them. But the question is, what's with this timing? And that's where we'll come up to moon phases, because of course when they gave me the moon phase and then they gave me the moon in reverse, that the timing is not quite right with the moon because you need to study the moon phases. But we'll get to that. For now, let's deal with this invisibility situation. In the present. So this is not past, this is present, this is not future. Page 44, the 4-4. Yeah, we're recording. It looks like we are. Been having troubles with that. Brave, strength, invisible. The frill-necked lizard is a desert dweller. While Frilly is small, he becomes a formidable presence when threatened. Left alone, Frilly will blend with his environment and carry out his business without anyone noticing he's there. But threaten him, and this meek little creature will double his size by standing up on his back legs, raising his frills and menacing his adversary with wildly snapping jaws. It's all a bluff. When Frilly knows he may not win the battle, he turns tail and runs away at breakneck speed on his hind legs to hide under a rock or up a tree until he decides it's safe again. Not all battles need to be fought, and not all battles will go in your favor. But you know, your honesty's getting in the way here, so try a little bluffing. Puff up your chest, put on the big stern voice, and speak up. Really speak up. While this is a war you may not win, you will win a few skirmishes in the process of the battle. More importantly, you will emerge with a newly gained respect from others, simply because you stood tall and strong and didn't back down until it was necessary. You will instinctively know when it's time to back down, but this is not defeat. This is just a truce until you regroup and regain your strength to battle again. Well, we have justice here, echoing that, and the fact that speaking truth and getting people to see, communicating in a new way. So this 7 of this transformation that needs to happen, and this 9 that needs to happen, all of this sense of self that needs to be flipped around, this opportunity that will flip with it, the moon that will flip with it. So the justice, they're coming in on angles because they're dependent on what is this very straight forced change of perspective. So the universe is timing things out for you for a bit in order to help you adjust this. There should be signs. They're not just going to leave you to guess at this and screw it up. But there should be inner knowledge as well. You know. If I'm right about you being mutable energy and not cardinal energy, you are the 10th house. That's one of the reasons why. Capricorn rules the 10th house of career, reputation, mastery of all things. Not Virgo. Virgo's the hermit. Virgo's the 6th house of workplaces and routines. Your 10th house. You are that's the house of the entrepreneur and the executive. But in order to step into that, yes, absolutely, you have to have come through the 7 of Swords upright. You need the 9 of Pentacles upright. So this, yeah, they're doing this. This is happening for that. But again, the timing with moon cycles. So there's a timing. There's sacred knowledge, father of the sky, sound of spirit, and peace. There are multiple reasons is what we'll take from that. It's not simple work. And let's read out what is probably, I've just read it out for Pisces, so it's not going to be surprising. Once, a long time ago, under the light of a full moon, an echidna was foraging for food, and a small wallaby caught his attention. The echidna waddled up to the wallaby and began talking with him, and they became instant friends. They had so much fun that night that when morning came and they had to return to their homes, they parted with sorrow in their hearts. The next night the wallaby returned to find his friend. However, after waiting all night, the echidna did not come back. Every night for the next month he returned. The wallaby returned, as the wallaby refused to give up on the thought of never seeing his friend again. One night as the moon was full again, the wallaby heard the familiar waddle of the echidna and hopped towards him in wild excitement. The wallaby asked him why he hadn't returned until now, and the echidna explained to him that he only came this direction when the moon was full. From then on, at every full moon, they would meet up again in the same place. Under the light of the moon, they would share their adventures, and as the morning approached, they would bid each other farewell until the next time the night was bright again. Our dreaming journey takes us on many different paths, within many different cycles. The waxing and waning of the moon is just one of those cycles. In life, there are many highs and lows, but somehow our lives find balance. Look to the cycles in your life to get a better understanding of what your journey looks like. Learn from the lows, celebrate the highs, and then find the middle ground. Focusing too much on either will often create chaos in your life. And if we apply that to the timing here, there are timings that will work and possibly completely tied to the moon, to the lunar calendar, to the ebb and flow. The times to connect with people successfully. I know the grief that I get. I've got Capricorn in my first house. My first house ends halfway through Capricorn. and they get slammed. And I like to go where they don't get slammed. Everybody thinks we don't have feelings. Everybody thinks we're too focused on work and we're boring. And it's not true. We're so steadfast. And same with my Scorpio energy. They don't understand. Everybody has Capricorn in their chart. Everybody has Scorpio in their chart. I'll finish up while the heater is starting up, the radiator. But it takes us to bend. We have to find. They're not gonna find the ways to understand us. We have to find the ways to communicate ourselves to them. Okay, Capricorn, back in a week or two. Much love.